Welcome back, everybody. So today I'm going to talk about my failure. Yes, I failed. I broke the vegan 90. Don't feel terrible about it. And I'm going to talk about the reasons why in just a second. Okay, so there was a family gathering. We were celebrating my mom's fiance's birthday. They were ordering pizza, and my mom had baked a chocolate cake. Now, a little bit of background. In 2020, I turned 30. I know I talk about this every episode, but it's a monumentous occasion for me that was just extremely underwhelming in terms of the celebration. Anyway, long story short, my mom baked me a cake for my birthday, and let's just say it wasn't her best work. So my mom tells me she's gonna make me another cake. She doesn't. It was a white cake. I like chocolate, whatever. She bakes a chocolate cake for her fiance's birthday, and of course I wanted some, and of course it was not vegan. And then the pizza and cheese is my weakness, and it was just a bad combination of events. I thought I was gonna be strong. I thought I was gonna be able to be strong and resist the temptation. However, I did not yield to the temptation. I simply changed my focus. So I made a quick pivot, and the reason for that pivot is in the longevity or the intentions behind the longevity of the vegan 90. So yes, I am going to continue the vegan 90. This is not throwing in the towel. I'm getting up and back on that horse. I may or may not add an additional day to the vegan 90, and I may be positioning myself, and that's something that I considered in making the decision, maybe positioning myself for longer term success with my vegan diet. So one of the things that I realized is that I absolutely have to be kind to myself in terms of the expectations that I place on myself around performance in every area and aspect of life, right? We're very hard on ourselves. We have this high pressure to perform and to perform well. And that's something that I take very seriously. I'm extremely disciplined. Could I have gone over there and not partaken in the festivities? Absolutely. But I would have walked away from that experience with a level of frustration and resentment, not towards anybody else, not even towards myself, but towards this process that would have made the desire to expedite this process or to end this process so much stronger. So yes, I could have gone strong for the 90 days, and I could have said on day 91, I'm going back off the deep end and I'm going to start eating meat again. I'm going to start eating dairy again. And this will have just been an exercise in discipline, which it is. However, I'm thinking that the longer term benefits of a vegan diet or vegetarian diet, at the very least, is going to be more beneficial to me. And so I don't want to disenchant myself with the process. Coming off of meat and dairy cold turkey, I mean, literally, on the 28th, 29th of December, I had a steak dinner with lobster tails, and then I go into full fledged, no meat, no dairy. And I can't say that it's easy. It's very difficult. You have to pre plan your meals, you have to do a lot of cooking, you have to do extra prep work to even emulate the possibility of using a cheesy like substance or other meat or dairy product replacements. And it's just a lot of work, it's a lot of research, and it's something that if you're not prepared can be very difficult to navigate. But the purpose of me starting this vlog was to talk about personal development and to be very transparent and allowing you guys to hold me accountable to my mission. So it would be doing a disservice to not share with you that I did fail and to make a lesson or a teachable moment out of this experience and saying that failure is temporary. We can choose to settle in our failure and make the decision to continue down the path or to abandon what our original intent and mission is, or we can acknowledge that failure for what it was and then choose to get back on course and finish strong. So that's my intention. I intend on continuing this vegan diet. I was able to share with my family, share time, share a meal. I was able to enjoy that time, something that I do not take for granted, especially with the impacts of COVID and our stay in place quarantining routines. I actually quarantined for 14 days before going to my mom's house because I did go out to eat at a restaurant on New Year's Eve, and I did not want to expose her or my younger brother to a potential for COVID. Actually, she banished me, but it was a mutual banishment in that I just decided not to go over there. And so I was very excited to see my mom. It was the first time that I had hugged her, like literally hugged her in weeks and maybe months. My brother, as soon as he saw me, he came and hugged me. It was just a really good time, and I would not trade that time for anything else. So I'm appreciative for this failure. I'm appreciative for the opportunity to learn through that failure how to pivot and then get back on the horse. Again, it's very important to not abandon your mission, even if you get knocked off the horse. And I keep using the horse as a metaphor here, but get back on course, continue to go after your goals. I got on the scale the next day after eating a slice of cake and several slices of pizza, and I was actually the lowest weight that I have been since I started this journey. So I actually lost weight in that process. And I'm not too keen on the nutritional science behind it, but I am familiar with this concept of peripherally familiar with this concept of refeeding. And I have been adhering to a very strict caloric diet when it comes to the numbers. So I abandoned that a little bit on the day that yesterday. But by the time you guys see this, it won't be yesterday. But I abandoned that for family, and that's okay. So wanted to jump on, share that with you guys really quickly. In other news, the dog that I had started to develop an attachment to, two dogs actually that I had started to develop an attachment to, unfortunately were adopted off to somebody else, another family. So the dog search continues, but I am getting more confident in the dog search and a lot more specific in what it is that I'm looking for. I think that I'm settled on either a Rottweiler or a Pit Bull pup. Yes, I want a puppy that I can raise. Initially, I thought that I did not want puppies because of the energy investment and having to train them and having to teach them how to use the bathroom and having to get them vaccinated and having to raise them. It's just like raising a child from everything that I've read. But I feel more confident in that decision. I feel more confident in the specification of the breed that I'm looking for. I've noticed that Labrador Retrievers are a very popular breed in this area. There is a surplus of them available for adoption, and I am considering the possibility of maybe getting a lab, but I really think I want a Pit or a Rottie. That's where we are. Business as usual, staying the course, moving forward. I hope you guys like my ambience back here with the plants and a little recognition from Business Insider as a top innovative coach in 2020. I may shift the environment slightly as I do these videos, but I wanted to get some good lighting, get some good background, and share with you guys. So until next time, peace.